One of the things that most beginner podcasters struggle with is editing. Editing can be time consuming, can be painful, and extremely stressful to the extent that it can become the reason for why you quit podcast or pod fade. In this video, I'll show you a quick editing process that I follow for all of my episodes. This quick editing process will help you cut down on the amount of time that you spend on editing your video and also get things done pretty fast. So let's get started. Hi, this is Dilip and welcome to the Podcasting University. In the last video, I spoke to you about a quick editing process that I follow to edit all of my episodes. Now, this quick editing process is so fast that I can get all of my solo episodes edited in less than maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. And if I am editing an interview, I can do that in about 1 to 1.5 hours. So in this video, I'll show you what that process is and what are the steps that are involved in this quick editing process. There are 5 important pieces that we'll be covering in this video. Once you follow these steps, you'll be able to get done with your editing pretty fast. This takes the pain out of your editing process and you should be ready with your episode in less than an hour. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification, because in the next video, I am going to show you a very simple technique through which you can automate this entire process. Now, let's get over to my desktop and see what this quick editing process is all about. Okay, so here I am on my dashboard, Audacity dashboard, and you can see here there is this file that I have open which is called as solo template. Now I use a lot of templates for my editing, which is something that I'll show in another video. For this video, I'll quickly keep it to only the editing that I do. So this is the template, and you can see here that this is the recording that I had done. This is a recording for the episode. Now, a couple of things that I would just like to tell you is that there are some custom settings that I've made on Audacity. Like, for example, I like this pin head, which is something that I've done, which might not show up in your Audacity dashboard if you haven't pinned the head. So don't worry about all of that. Now, here is what I usually do. Now, in this template, you can see that I have an intro here and I have an outro here. So basically, this is the intro music. I'll play this for you. Then this is a place to be. And here you can see this is the outro music that I usually have. It's only the music. I haven't done anything there. Now, when I do the editing, this is the process that I usually follow. What I first do is I import this audio that I had recorded, which is basically the episode. I'll copy this and I'll import it into this file. Now I see that the audio has been imported into this track. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go ahead and change the name of this track. So let me give this track a name, which is recording. Now once that is done, I'll want to expand it a little so that I have visibility. What I do is I had recorded this initial silence so that I can use this as a noise profile to remove the background noise. So what I do is I quickly go to noise reduction and click noise profile. Then I select the track and click noise reduction again and click on OK. Now I don't change any of these settings because those settings that Audacity does, the default setting is pretty much good. So I don't go about changing any of those settings, and I would recommend that you also don't change any of those settings. So this is the first thing that I do. I remove any background noise that is there in the audio. Now that this background noise is removed, so the background noise is removed, what I'll do is I'll remove this initial portion. I'll delete it. Now this part, this initial part is basically the teaser audio or the teaser intro for my episode. I'll quickly play that out for you. And you might want to listen to the episode till the end when So this is the teaser audio. Now that teaser audio ends here. So what I do is I select this portion and I click on split. So it splits this teaser audio here. Now what I can do is I can move this audio out, because this will come later, and I'll move the intro to align with this teaser audio. Then I'll move this to align with this audio, and I'll remove this initial piece, which is basically some silence, so I don't need that. And I'll align this with the ending of the intro. Now that I have done that, I can go and align the outro with the end for this episode. So what I do is I move this in such a way that there is some music that is playing towards the out, and if I expand it, I think this looks good. This is fine. So now that all of this alignment is done, all I need to do is just quickly go and do the next couple of steps that I usually follow in my editing. So first what I do is I select this track and then I go to loudness normalization. Now what I would recommend is that you keep this perceived loudness to about -18 LUFS, which is basically the standard for podcasts. So you can keep it at -18. I go about clicking on OK, and it will normalize the loudness. The loudness is normalized. So the first activity is done. We've removed the background noise. We've normalized the loudness. Now what we do is let's go and quickly edit this recording. So when I have to edit, what I usually do is I edit it at about 1.5x speed so that I can get it done faster. So I'll show you how to go about doing that. So what you do is you can see here it displays playback speed. I'll increase it to about 1.5x. This is about 1.5x. Now I select this audio and I play.
Casting University. This is Dilip, your host, and today we are going to look at part 3 in the series on interview format podcast.
Now you can see that the audio is playing at 1.5x speed. So basically if your audio is about 15 minutes, then it'll take about 10 minutes for you to edit that episode. So it can be done faster and it is pretty easy to do that. So this is what I would recommend. Play it at about 1.5x speed and edit your episodes. Now that you've edited your episode, let's move on to the next phase, which is basically adjusting the background music to my vocals. So that is done using a technique called as autoduck. Now let's go and see how that is done. You can see here, this is the background music, and let me play this and show you. So now you'll be able to see that the music is overshadowing my voice. I don't want that to happen. I want the music to play in a very subtle manner in the background. But wherever there is no vocal sound, I would want the music to be a little louder. So what I do is I select this track, I go to effect and I click on auto duck. And I keep the settings as -11 because this is what works well for me. It will be different for you depending upon your background music and your vocal amplitude. So you can adjust it accordingly. I keep it at -11. I don't change any of these other settings. You don't have to do it either. Just go and click on OK. And the auto duck is applied. You can see here that the volume for this track has been reduced. Now let me play and show this to you. On the show notes there. So don't forget to visit the podcastinguniversity.com. You can see that now the background music is not overshadowing my voice and my voice is very clear. But wherever there is a gap, wherever I'm not speaking, you'll see that the background music is a little louder. So this is what autoduck does. So that is the next thing that I do in my editing. And once I've completed both of these things, all I do is go and export this as an MP3 file. Now this will mix the audio and export it as an MP3 file. I'll rename it as episode 67 and you can click save and the audio is exported as an MP3 file. So that is the simplest editing that you do. And this is what I would recommend. You don't have to go about doing a lot of things on Audacity. Just do these 3 things. First is noise removal, background noise removal. I showed you how to do it. The second one is editing your audio at about 1.5x speed. Then apply the loudness normalization and set that to -18 LUFS, which is the standard for podcasting. Then if you have a background music playing, autoduck, use autoduck to ensure that the background music doesn't overshadow your voice. Once you've done that, export it as an MP3 and you're ready to import it into your podcast host and release your episode. I hope you liked this video and found value in it. If you did, then I would recommend that you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification down there so that you are the first one to know when I release a new video. Now, I release new videos every Thursday, and these are videos related to podcasting tips, editing tips, about Audacity tutorial, and there is going to be a lot more informative videos that I'm going to release in the coming weeks. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification to stay notified with my latest videos. Now, I'll be back again the next week with another interesting editing piece. Don't forget to keep watching and come back to see how I automate this entire process. Until then, this is goodbye from Dilip.